How's it going, everyone? Welcome to week 12 of the PBL. This is Jacob, the coach of the Snowpoint City Stantlers, and this week we were playing against Mike, the new coach of the Sunyshore City Sharpedo. Last time we faced, it was Coach Brendan, and we managed to get a pretty nice sweep with Altaria, so let's go ahead and see how that pans out this week. Side note, we clinched our playoffs berth last week, so we are good to go in terms of that. Now we're just playing for the best seed we can get. So we lead off with Nimbus here, and I kind of expected him to lead off with Espeon to have that nice little magic bounce counter to Smeargle. And you can see that, in fact, he does lead with Beast Boy. Now I am EV'd to take one Choice Specs Dazzling Gleam and one shot it back with a return, so that was a pretty calculated move on my part. And as you can see, I go for the Mega Evolution here, and we'll see what happens. Now, unfortunately for me, Beast Boy goes for a Light Screen, which means that he probably expected me to go for a Hyper Voice, but either way, he shows that he is a screen set. So we go for the return here, and brings him down to a Focus Sash with a critical hit that did not matter. And at this point I figured, well, he's probably just going to set up Reflect on me, so instead of taking him down, I might as well just call his bluff, and I'm going to go ahead and start setting up some Dragon Dances for free here, because, you know, he showed that he doesn't have Light Clay, so it's not going to be like 8 turns, so all I have to do is get through these 5 turns, and then I'm good to go, and that's already one of them down. So at this point, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it again, because I'm still EV'd to survive any one thing that he's got for me, so, you know, why not? He's clearly not an offensive set at this point either. So he goes for a Toxic, and he gets a timer put down on my Altaria, which is a little unfortunate, but at the same time, we're already through a couple of the turns, so that's fine with me. Additionally, my health is still really high, so I think I'm good to just get another one off. So now we're looking at a +3 Altaria here, which is very scary. However, he does have the screens up, so it's not that big of a deal at the moment. He finally reveals his last offensive move, which is Psyshock, and finally all this chip is starting to add up, and Nimbus is looking a little bit worse off than I want. So I just go for the return here, and I do take out the Espeon. Good for me. Down it goes. And as you can see here, the Toxic is really starting to rack up on me tight here as the Light Screen fades off. So he goes into Pastafarian, his Tangrowth. Now this could be a physical defense set or a special one. I don't know. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and swap out. I'm going to bring in Bulma. Now, Bulma I kind of brought more or less just to get a Healing Wish off to bring one of my sweepers back up to full HP, but I figured, you know what, maybe I'll get some special defense drops out of Seed Flare and we'll see what happens. So I do decide to bring a sub 100 accuracy move for the first time this season, and we go ahead and we botch the Seed Flare, and a knockoff comes through, knocking off my Life Orb, which is going to severely tank out my damage. So we go for another Seed Flare, and unfortunately we miss again, so Bulma really needs her glasses. As the Rock Tomb comes down, lowering my speed, which is really unfortunate. Alright, from there we're going to go ahead and get off another Seed Flare, finally connecting. And, you know, it doesn't really do much damage there, but we do get the special defense drop, which is pretty nice if I have to say so myself. One last knockoff comes through, and it's not enough to take me out, so you know what, I'm like, alright, whatever, that's fine, we got some chip damage, but let's go ahead and just Healing Wish. Let's just get Altaria back in for free because, you know, what else, whatever. That's what we brought Bulma for in the first place, was just to get an extra shot at life. So in comes Nimbus, and as you can see, gets the full heal from Healing Wish, including the poison recovery, which is always nice. Always a good thing for me here. Additionally, we saw the moveset from this thing already, and it doesn't really have anything that it can hit Nimbus with. So I'm just going to go ahead and start setting up Dragon Dances again, because at the most it's going to hit me with like an Earthquake. That was the move he planned to in the first place, so it's probably the strongest move that he has. And you can see that as this Earthquake comes through, it's going to be a clean 4-hit KO, potentially? Maybe even 5, I'm not sure. Either way, we do get a second Dragon Dance up, and we are looking pretty buff, pretty mighty, ready to slap some kids. The Earthquake comes through, however, and at this point I'm thinking, alright, you know what? If he's just going to stay in and give me a bunch of free turns, I'm going to go ahead and capitalize on this. I'm going to go ahead and roost up, and I'm going to go ahead and go for one more Dragon Dance and try to reach that mythical +3 to just really take it to his team. We see this Earthquake come through, and we do take a pretty fat chunk of damage there. It does look like it's about a 3-hit KO depending on the rolls. I'm not really too sure, to be honest. But either way, we do get our new Dragon Dance off, so now we officially are at +3, and Nimbus is ready to hopefully have a repeat of what happened last time we went up against the Sharpedos. So as you can see, this Earthquake comes through and leaves me pretty low, and I was thinking, alright, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just go for a quick roost, go ahead and boost myself right back up again, and then at this point, I'm going to go sweeping and having a good old time. Now, one thing that I will say here is that in hindsight, I absolutely should have gone for one more roost here, just to really top myself off and be at like a good 75% going into the actual sweep itself, and you'll see why that matters in a little bit here. But either way, Tangrowth does drop down to Nimbus as she picks up her first KO. After that, Melted Sunday comes in, probably because he resists the return, and last time I fought against this team, all I brought was return. However, this time I did bring Earthquake with me, and at +3, that is easily going to rip through this Alolan Muck, regardless of what his set was. It was a crit, but that did not matter. Again, I was at +3, and even at +1, I think it's a roll to KO. Sunny brings in Dat Gas, and this is where things kind of get dicey for me. So I go for a return, and it does take out the Gastrodon, which is super nice for me. However, the Rocky Helmet comes through, which is super frustrating for me for many reasons, one of which is going to show itself soon. So Steal Your Girl comes in, the Cobalion, and at this point I just go for another Earthquake. I don't want to risk him having like another Rocky Helmet or some weird thing. So we just go for the super effective damage, and we just take down the Cobalion nice and fast. And at this point he is down to just Lycanroc. So he brings in Jeff, and at this point I had 67 HP, I believe, which was the exact like middle of the road amount that this Accelerock would have done. However, I did not know that this was a choice band. And so if it wasn't banded, I could have potentially survived that if I just would have roosted one more time. But either way, he does go for the Accelerock here, and it does a fat chunk of damage to me. I do get a Citrus Berry pop. I was thinking, you know, like a recoil, recover it off kind of thing with Infernape. But either way, he takes the attack, and down goes Jeff to the close combat, now that we knew that it wasn't Focus Sash, thanks to finding out that it's banded. And that's going to be the end of the battle. So there's that. GG to Mike of the Sharpedos. That does make us 11-1. I believe that also 100% secures us in as champions of the Sinnoh division. So that's super cool. Doesn't necessarily give us #1 seed. I think we still have to win this week to guarantee that, because we own the head-to-head against the Sneasels. So we'll see how that goes down. Either way, GG. Good luck in the next week, Mike. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching.